Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I want to talk to you about MDrummer Packs. The first thing I want to talk about is Drum Empire, which is a new MDrummer pack that's been released with tons of new drums, and then I'll show you how you can make your own from your own samples. First things first is if you don't have this Drum Empire, or I guess just Drum Empire, you download it like this. You can actually download it from the website, or you can just go into the menu in MDrummer, make sure you have the newest version of MDrummer, click download and install products, and then here you'll see all these things you can download. And here at the very bottom, Drum Empire 2020, which is huge. It's 5.7 gigabytes. You're like, oh, that's huge. That's going to take lots of space. But luckily, you can set this on a separate hard drive. So I don't have this on my C drive. I have it on my D drive because I don't want to use all this space on my C drive. So you can actually decide where you want to put the samples. But let's get into it and see how they sound. So this is the first one here. I'm not going to go through all these because it's going to take a while, but I want to show you just what it sounds like. These sound really good to me. So here's the first one. So as you heard, there's a lot of different, variety in there. There's many different sounds. They all sound really good. All of these are also multi-sampled. So although I'm playing the same beat here, they have, multi-layers. So don't worry about like, oh, is it going to sound good, quiet and loud? There's samples for each of those. Has lots of deep sampling there. I'll show maybe just a few more here, like the 80s rock kit. I like that. I really like that big snare with all the reverb on it. Try rock kit too. That variation is good too. Let me take you through just like one or two like metal things here. Let me actually change this to metal. I don't know. I don't know if 6 sounds good. Move it up here. Let's see what this sounds like. So as you can hear, like I actually like those metal sounds too. There's, lots of good sounds in here. It's mostly rock and metal here, but don't think like, hey, like I can't use this for jazz or anything else. And the reason is, if you look here, one of the things that I requested actually came true. My dream came true, and they actually do have dry kits. So if you go in here like this, set that up. Let's put it back on rock here. Oh, I can move this. Completely dry kit. Yeah, so all of these don't have any effects on them. What you're hearing might sound like reverb is just the room. And these are great because you can mix it yourself. You see here, there's nothing else added. There's no effects or anything on here. It's just the samples. So if you want to go in and EQ them, add reverb, compress them, you can do all that yourself. And you can go into the drum editor also if you'd like, I like this, but I want to mix and match. You see here, move this over a little bit so you can see it. You can mix and match the snares and other parts yourself. And there's also some other different types of snare drums. So you have like the snare 2. Oh, what am I doing? That's not snare. Oh. Snare here. They have different types like this. Rim shot border, swirl. And of course, there's some other ones here, dry, not sticks. So you have things like brushes. Let me try this. Brushes high. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I thought I would kind of show you some of the different types. Where is it? Acoustic World. Try some jazz, some brush swing. I like that. So even by itself, just dry there, for jazz, I think I could probably use that. I don't need a bunch of, reverb or compression on there. So that's sounding good. And they also have mallets and hands and a bunch of other stuff. But let's actually get into how to make this. So let's say I didn't want to make, or actually didn't want to use one of these. I want to make my own kit or something. Let's go in here and just start with empty. And one of the first things you want to do is, you'll see here, it says like, okay, create MDrummer Pack. I tried this the first time. I just clicked on that and tried to make it. And I was like, it's not working. Why won't it, load the samples and everything? So before we even get into all the stuff with the MDrummer editor and the samples here and the rhythms and things and how to save those, what I want to do is I actually need to move the samples into the MDrummer folder. So let's say I had something here. These are samples. These aren't my own samples, but let's pretend they are just for the sake here. Actually, you should be using your own samples if you're going to pack them up like this, but let's say these were my own just for the sake of argument. So I'll copy this, and I need to put it inside the MDrummer folder. So here I have MDrummer samples, which probably should just be MDrummer. And then I want to find samples here. If I had multi-samples, I could use that, but these are just, single shot samples. And what I'm going to do is just paste it inside here. And then from here, I'm going to name it something. And the name should be the name of your MDrummer pack, whatever you want it to be. I'll just call this like Chandler Drums for some reason. And that'll be easier. If you name them a bunch of different names, you're probably going to get confused, so I recommend doing it like that. And I can go into here and I see 808s, etc. Let's close this one so I don't confuse myself. Now that these are loaded in here, what I want to do is just make a quick kit to demonstrate things. And I think somebody was asking like, oh, can you drag and drop? And you can. So what I'm going to do is just take a kick, one kick here, drag and drop. There we go. You see, it's inside my folder. Next, I'll take a snare drum. Do the same thing, just drag and drop it. Like this. And then we'll do one last one. Let's do a hi-hat. I'm just doing these as an example. You should probably take more time to do this. However, I just want to get through this, and I need something so you can hear the rhythms. So once I have this, spend the time to make your kit sound good. You can, add effects and other things here if you want to, but I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that. Of course, you can also add layers too if you want, but I'll show that in another video. Now we're going to click Save As, and we're going to name it something. You can put it in here, but I'm just going to put it in the root, and let's just name it Chandler Hip Hop. So now I have the drum set saved. I have the samples in the MDrummer folder, so everything's looking good. But let's make a rhythm here. Go into hip hop. Let's see, what do I want to do? Nothing too fancy. Bring the tempo down. Let's hear what this sounds like. Not going to be winning any Grammys with that, but you get the idea. I just want to make a rhythm so you can see what's happening. Generate all. Now you see in the rhythm editor, it's populated with that. It added some breaks in here if I want those. Obviously, spend more time with this if you're actually going to make a pack, but for demonstration purposes, I made this. From here, what I want to do is save the rhythm if you're going to have rhythms in there. And I'll save this as Chandler Hip Hop 2. So now the drums is Chandler Hip Hop, and I have the drum set itself as Chandler Hip Hop. And if you can actually do more of these than one, but I want to keep the same name Chandler for all of them, or if you're doing your own, name it, whatever, I don't know, whatever good name, YouTuber 5678, and make sure that label is on all of the files. And the reason for that is when you're making it and putting everything together, it will gather it up together. MDrummer will automatically, which I'll show you here. So now when it says create MDrummer pack, I'll change this to, Chandler Trap Test, and keywords to include Chandler. So all those Chandler hip hop kits, etc. And even the folder itself, which I named Chandler here, will be included. So make sure that name is on everything, your rhythms, your drum set, and your samples, which I just closed on accident. I didn't mean to close that. So here I have everything, have the words to include. If you want to exclude something, you can do that also if you don't want certain words in there. And compression, you can add that in here if you want, but I don't have so many samples, so I'm just going to leave that off just for time's sake. And click OK. Okay, and it's included 48 files, which are the samples I had. Now, what I probably want to do is get rid of this just so you can see it, because now everything is in here, so you're like, okay, well, that's not doing anything. So just click Save As, Chandler Hip Hop. Let's get rid of this. Delete it. Let's go into the rhythm editor, and I have all this stuff, Chandler Hip Hop. Delete it. And do I have anything else? Let's go in here and even let's get rid of these drums. I don't need these. So Chandler drums. Actually, let me empty this out first. Empty. So I don't have anything in the drum set editor. And then I'm going to erase these from my hard disk. So Chandler drums, gone. So everything is gone. So we're at a blank setup, and I think, okay, so if I sent this to someone else, what do I do? Click in here and just click Install MDrummer Pack. I find it in here, wherever it is on your hard drive. Chandler Trap Test. Click OK. It says MDrummer Pack has been successfully installed. Please restart your DAW. And you should restart it, although I found, actually I don't have to. See, it added it in here, and you'll see here, it added everything here. So if I double click on this, Chandler Hip Hop, look in drum set editor, my drums are there. If I click Chandler Hip Hop here, it will add it here like this, etc. And I believe in the drum set editor, yeah. So if I wanted to load it, Chandler Hip Hop is there. And of course, I just did one drum set and I did, one rhythm, but you can add multiples in there. So if you have, a real professional set with different rhythms, you can make that too. So hopefully that gave you an idea how to do this. I know it can be a little bit complicated at first, but hopefully I explained it well enough that you can get it. If you have any questions about it, leave those below. If you like this, give me a thumbs up and check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.